Hello and welcome to a brand new Let's Play from yours truly, George Needlelord 10. And yes, I am going to be doing a playthrough of Bloodborne. A honestly beloved classic, one of the best-selling games on PS4 of all time. Easily one of the best. Now, something to note is that this is going to be the first From Software game ever that I have played. I have played Souls-like games before, well, one specifically, that being Neo from Team Ninja. It's got kinda Souls-like mechanics slash gameplay, but it's honestly probably not as difficult as Souls games, but it's still a really good game. I highly recommend it. And, let's see, I think it was maybe a year ago now, if not like early sometime last year, that the sequel, Neo 2, came out. And I also have that game in my collection, but I have not played it yet. And as for Neo, I have almost all the trophies for that game, but not all of them, not the platinum just yet. There's still quite a bit of gameplay that I need to do in like New Game Plus and whatnot before I can get all the trophies in there. But that's another story. Anywho, so yes, this is going to be my first ever experience with a true From Software title, being Bloodborne. And one thing I also want to note that I do own most of From Software titles. I have Dark Souls 1 and 2 for the Xbox 360, though those I haven't played yet. And I also have Dark Souls 3, the version for the PS4, which was the what was it called? I forget the name, but it's basically the Game of the Year edition of that game. So I have that for PS4. And as for Demon Souls, Sekiro, and Elden Ring, I don't have either of those three yet. Now, one thing I want to note is that this is going to be a complete 100% playthrough. I'm going to do my damnedest to get all the trophies in the game and the platinum. Now, part of that is going to have to deal with a kind of a side element to the game known as the Chalice Dungeons. Those are going to be extremely grindy, but I'm going to wait to do those like towards the end of the game. After I've completed most of the main game, done with most of the bosses, gotten all the other trophies prior to that, then I'll see about doing the grind through the Chalice Dungeons, because there is at least one major trophy tied in to the Chalice Dungeons, and also a boss that has to be beaten in the Chalice Dungeons, like a real deal main boss, aside from the other ones that you face throughout the Chalice Dungeons. But aside from that, I'm gonna also do a kinda difficult task, and that's going to be getting all the endings for the game, which there are 3 in total. And of course, tied in with that, there's a very important item that I need to get in the game, which there's only 4 of in total in the game, known as the 1/3 of umbilical cord. There's 4 to get in the game, and I believe 2 of them are missable. But I'm going to do my best to make sure that I can obtain at least 3. If I can get all 4, I'm gonna try. But at most, you need 3. 3 is mandatory in order to get the was believed to be the true ending of the game. But of course, experiencing those endings isn't going to happen until way later. Yeah, I was wondering where I could see those special cutscenes, but there you go. You wait on the menu long enough and you get those special cinematic. Alright. So, anywho, I'll start by playing online. Now, if I play online, there is a risk that I could be invaded, but who knows? Ah, here we go. Online play adds a whole new dimension to Bloodborne. Be sure to enjoy the exciting feature responsibly and to treat your fellow players with respect. Yep, of course. Okay. So, I think I've pretty much explained everything. Now, oh, speaking of the online, one thing that you can technically do in Bloodborne is that you can summon other players into your areas so that they can assist you with boss fights or something like that, or basically any other like hard element that you're dealing with. However, for something like, say, boss fights, if you are fighting co-op against bosses, the bosses are actually going to be slightly harder because they're going to have more health. To my knowledge, that's the main change that happens when you fight bosses in co-op. Other than that, then, well, things might get more hectic because there's two of you fighting the boss at the same time instead of just one of you. But other than that, I'm probably not going to worry about doing co-op unless I really feel like I need to. I'm going to pretty much be playing mainly solo. So, let's see. Let's see. Camera sensitivity on target switch. Okay. Let's see. Brightness. I'd say right up there is good. Yeah. One thing to note about Souls games when it comes to controls, yeah, the game doesn't really like to tell you that kind of stuff, but I'll explain in detail as to what the controls are once we get to that part, once we actually get control over our character. But with that, tonight, I join the hunt. Oh, it's giving me the option to adjust brightness again. Let's have it about... I'd see right up there. I could always adjust it later if I need to. Yep. Keep that the same.
Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
And now for the first challenge of any Souls game, character creation. Well, aside from Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, there is no character customization that, mainly in terms of appearance. You're pretty much stuck with how the main character looks throughout the game. Now, based on as to whom that gentleman was in the cutscene, he's mainly known as the Blood Minister. I don't think he really has a name based on what I found in research. At first, I thought he was a person that you meet later called Gurman, but based on the information I found, thanks to Bloodborne Wiki, they're not one and the same. They just happen to be two old gentlemen in wheelchairs. Now, anywho, let's see. Yeah, okay, then that the same. Let's see. Angel only affects appearance and has no bearing on ability. Let's see. We'll have young as the age. yeah. Pretty much the main areas where there's really any customization at the start is going to be with the origin and appearance. Now, the question is, what to call myself in this game? Apparently there's a character limit in terms of what I can type. Yeah, I think that's a creative name. As for the holy part, that's a kind of a reference to, well, one of the weapons that you can get in the Old Hunters DLC, known as the Holy Moonlight Greatsword. But the DLC is going to be quite a bit down the line. And yes, I do plan on doing the DLC, which of course has two of the hardest bosses of all in the game, known as Ludwig the Accursed, aka Ludwig the Holy Blade, and of course the Orphan of Kos. And yeah, I'm not really looking forward to fighting those two. I know they're going to be utter hell to deal with, but it has to be done. They need to be slain, especially if I want those trophies. Now, anywho, next thing on the list is Origin. Origin is effectively going to be kind of the like starting of what your stats are going to be for your breakdown. Those stats are your level, which is the level that you start with, blood echoes, which that number is going to be essentially how much the item blood vials will restore your health. The higher that number, the more effective blood vials or blood echoes are going to be. Actually, no, scratch that. Blood echoes are effectively similar to souls from the Souls trilogy, which effectively is a currency that you start with, and then you can obtain more blood echoes, and then you use the blood echoes to like acquire some items, increase your character level and stats, and I believe also upgrade your weaponry as well. But we'll discover that a little further down the line. Vitality essentially is your health stat. Endurance has to do with your stamina. Essentially, the higher the endurance, the more stamina you can effectively have at your disposal. Strength is, of course, your overall physical strength as to what damage your weapons can be able to do, and of course, your strength stat has to be a certain level in order for you to wield certain weapons. I'm gonna sec while I plug in my laptop. It was starting to get low on battery. Anywho, the skill stat effectively also is tied into weapons, but it has to deal with more or less, I think, certain types of weapons that have like unique effects to them or unique abilities to them. But yeah, the skill stat is also important, much like the skill stat. Blood tinge basically has to do with things like quicksilver bullets. And there's also other weapons in the game that work off of blood tinge So the higher your blood tinge, the better damage that certain weapons will be able to do. And, well, blood tinge is mainly going to be important when it comes to, well, aside from the few weapons that rely on that stat, it's also going to affect your quicksilver bullets, which is effectively the main ammunition that you use with weapons like the Hunter pistol and the Hunter blunderbuss, two of the main left-handed weapons that you get from the start of the game. And then Arcane has to deal with specific or certain weapon transformed abilities or special like elemental damage. And it also affects certain items such as flame paper and bolt paper, which when used can give your weapon like bolt damage or flame damage respectively, which is helpful against like certain beast enemies that, as some item descriptions will imply, hate fire. So typically the better your arcane stat, the better bonus damage that things like that will give. And the arcane stat also ties into that DLC weapon I mentioned, the Holy Moonlight Greatsword, which, if I recall correctly, I need an arcane stat of 15 in order to wield it. Now, aside from the stat breakdown, this list here is the different origins that you can pick, and each one has a certain arrangement of the stats that you start off with. Now, the ones I've seen recommended the most when it comes to a beginner origin are, well, two in particular are Milquetoast, which is pretty much balanced across all the stats. As it says up above there, ordinary, happy, upbringing, all attributes average. So when it comes to a beginner origin to go with, the Milquetoast is usually a good one. Now, the other one that's kind of a recommended one is the military veteran. Experienced in war, a soldier with strength and skill. Now, in particular, why I kind of want to go with military veteran is because as I increase my strength and skill stat, it will get to a certain point where I can be able to wield pretty much just about every single weapon in the game, which I kind of would like to do, because that way it will actually give me a little more freedom in terms of experimentation with any specific weapon that I would like to use. That way, I'm not really stuck with using like one particular type of weapon. I can use pretty much any weapon while my stats are at a certain level. Now, in terms of the origin that's pretty much hard mode, that would be this one, Waste of Skin. You are nothing. Talentless, you shouldn't have been born. Now, aside from the very, very cruel description, as you can see, your starting level is 4. So that's the biggest difference, because every other origin has a starting level of 10. Waste of Skin, you start at 4, with pretty middling stats across the board. The upside to this one is that you have a little more kind of leeway / freedom as to what you can do in terms of your points allocation, but the downside is that the fact that you're a lower level, it means you're going to be probably getting one shot by quite a few things in the game. So effectively, a very, very hard mode of the game would be to go through the game with Waste of Skin, but not leveling up, period. The only person I know of that has done this is Maximilian Dude on YouTube. He has a two-parter, which is of his Boss Rage series, where he did a level 4 run without leveling up at all. Now, it's Now, the 2 videos that he did are kind of like highlight videos, but still, you pretty much get the gist of what he had to go through during that run. And yeah, it is definitely a hellish experience from what I saw. A pretty funny and entertaining watch, but yeah, I definitely don't want to deal with something like that, especially for my first playthrough. So, I'm gonna go with military veteran, so that way down the line, I can use pretty much any weapon I'd like to, provided that, of course, I level up my stats in the right way. So, off screen, I'll make sure to like look up and see what to put level ups into, so that way my stats are increased in the right way. Oh, one other thing to mention is that once you do the level up process and you increase any certain stats, once you do it, it's permanent. You can't like reset your stats and then rearrange them. Once you increase a stat and confirm that increase, then that's it. Unchangeable. So do keep that in mind. Alright. And then the next thing is appearance. Oh. Let's see. Let's take a look at these voices. I've heard that scream before. Yeah, why not? I'll keep a young voice. You know what? I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause the recording and do the appearance changing off screen. And then when I resume the recording, we'll pretty much be all done with the appearance customization, and then we'll be moving on to the next step. So I'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, so after a bit of customization for my appearance, here we are. This is the final appearance for my character. I made his hair pretty much similar to mine because my hair is currently long, and I do have mustache and beard myself. And yeah, I tried to make the eye color and hair color the same as mine, both brown. But with that, save it to favorites. And of course, when it comes to character customization for appearances, aside from the build, you can also fine-tune the build of your character's figure. And then of course you can change things like your skin tone, the little breakdown here of the skin color for certain areas. And then of course you can change other face details, like your nose, eye, and your eyes, pupils, sizing, arrangement, and all that jazz. You can even equip your character with glasses, tattoos / marks. Like this is a selection of the different glasses that you can wear. But I figure I'll have my character without glasses. So, alright, so everything's all set. Got my name, got everything set up, age, origin. Alright, and with that, let's sign the contract. Yeah, and during the loading screens, you'll see something like this. One of the consumable items and the description of the item will show up as well. Yeah, the blood vial is the main healing item you get in the game.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Yeah, kind of a disturbing detail I found out about him in the Bloodborne wiki. For a brief moment, when it's in that close view to him, on the left side of his face, near his beard, you can see his eyeball actually hanging around in his beard. Kind of messed up. Yeah, and this vision here is kind of subtly saying about what happens during the blood administration process. Like, in a way, you can interpret it as that the negative side effect of the blood administration being the beast transformation was trying to take over, but the good things, or more or less these guys, more or less kind of stopped that.
You found yourself a hunter.
And here we go. After the customization, we wake up in Yosefka's clinic. Alright, now for a brief breakdown of the controls. First, there's a couple controls with the touchpad specifically. By pressing on the left side of the touchpad, you bring up the gestures menu. Now, as you can see, there's a little diagram under each gesture. Now, you can either select one of them from the gesture menu, or you can mimic the movement gesture while holding the X button of each gesture. So, for example, sit down would be holding X and rotating it back towards you. Nope, wrong one. Okay, is it maybe... Going forward? There we go. Yeah, holding X and tilting forward sits. Okay. Oh, that's one of the other controls, which is... Pardon a sec. I took a screenshot from the wiki. Okay, so basic movement, left analog stick, right analog stick is camera control. Now for attack moves, R2 is a strong attack, R1 is light attack. Now, as you see in the upper left corner of the screen, the red bar is your health, and the green is your stamina. So if I do something like, say, a dodge roll, which is a direction and double tap a circle, or dashing, which is holding circle while moving in a certain direction, that uses stamina. Same thing with any attack. Obviously, a strong attack would use more stamina. Now, in line with a strong attack, holding R2 does a charge attack. There's two things to note about the charge attack. Is that one, obviously you'll do more damage, but if you do it from while you're behind a certain like small to medium-sized enemies, not bosses, well, sometimes bosses, but probably mainly small enemies, when you do a charge attack, you can knock an enemy into a staggered state. Then, while that's happened, what you can then do is, When an enemy's staggered, you do R1 while you're behind them, or while they're staggered, and then you do a visceral, which more or less is a way to get a bit of extra damage. And then X is your action button. Triangle is to use a healing item, which is if you see the first thing below the green stamina meter is the icon for the blood vials, which is the main item you first get for healing. That door can't open from the side. And then the icon below that is the Quicksilver bullets, which more or less is the ammunition for weapons like the Hunter Pistol and Hunter Blunderbuss, two of the starting left-handed weaponry you can get. And in the upper right-hand corner, the top icon is the Blood Echoes, and then the icon below that is the icon for Insight. Insight is effectively another currency that you can use in the game, and for certain elements, the more insight you have, certain elements will change. Like, enemies will have different attacks, certain enemies may appear, or you'll see other, like, weird elements in the game. So, more or less, like, things are kind of hidden, essentially, and the more insight you have, the more that's revealed. And there are ways you can gain insight, one of which is when you encounter a boss, where you find a new area, and you can also use consumables that will give you insight as well. And also, by pressing R3, you can lock onto enemies, or adjust the camera to where it's facing in front of you. And as for D-pad, up on the D-pad you can sacrifice some health to give yourself some extra Quicksilver bullets. But of course, by doing so, you end up giving up health, so you would have to, in turn, use blood vials to restore that health. And then down on the D-pad is the cycle through the item selection, which is that blank square in the upper left. And also, right on the touchpad brings up this item menu, which, of course, I don't have anything on. Yeah, the only item I have on me right now is a Hunter's Mark. Dangling upside down roots into one's mind, symbol of a hunter. By focusing one's thoughts on this rune, a hunter loses all blood echoes, but awakens afresh, as if it were all just a bad dream. Now, one thing to note about this Hunter's Mark is that that icon actually more or less represents a body being hung upside down by its feet, and then that little circle near the bottom is essentially blood dripping from the body. Because essentially, based on the lore and story of the game, the blood from the blood administration provided by the church essentially will cause people to, at a certain point, become beasts. But they figured they could stop the beast transformation by hanging the body upside down and drain the body of blood. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now in terms of items. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the options menu will actually bring up the inventory. Yeah, so I can look at my inventory, my stats, and also system settings. Yeah, and we can also take a look at the, whoops, that's what I wanted to do. Here we go. Now we're going to take a look at the attire. Yeah, this is the outfit that you start with. Black Hood. Hood worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Perhaps its wearer had to stay out of sight and travel by cover of darkness. Without memory, who will ever know? Foreign garb. Clothing worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Not typical clothing for Yharnam. Perhaps it is of a foreign origin. It is sad, after all, the traveler came to Yharnam from afar. And then that last bit is the same. Sullied bandage. Bandage worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Terribly worn and unsanitary. A faint memory recalls blood administration, involving the transfusion of unknown blood. Not long after, the nightmare began. And then foreign trousers. Trousers worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Yeah, and the description is the same as the foreign garb. Yeah. Essentially, the blood administration administered the more or less beast blood, which is pretty much the typical blood, because the church made the people believe that the blood administration would essentially provide healing for any means. Unfortunately, of course, the blood of the beast is cursed, so that eventually, at any point, anyone can turn into a bloodthirsty beast. And aside from that, then there's also, well, there's other things that are delved into, but I'll probably explain those more as the game goes on. Heron Scroll. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Now, from what I recall, pale blood, I believe, has to do with the creatures known as the Great Ones, which is effectively the source of where the church got the beast blood, or more or less where their research with the blood began, is with the Great Ones. Let's see, I think there was a little messenger on the ground somewhere. So I could have sworn there was. I have been seeing things. Nothing to investigate here. Alright. In this next room, you're gonna face one of the first enemies of the game, which is going to be effectively a lichen kind of creature. Yeah, it's all thanks to Clinic. He's not in this room, but he's in the next room. Yeah, teaching you the lock-on controls. Now, if I'm careful, maybe I can sneak by him. As long as I don't draw attention, I could probably sneak by the creature. Now, he's low health right now. I'm gonna try and sneak up on him. Oh, never mind. Dang. Wasn't in range, unfortunately. Ow! That hurt. Okay, that did a bit of damage to him. Ow. That was close. Gotcha. And visceral. Nice. Whew. Not gonna lie, I was expecting to die there. Nice. And we got blood vials. And of course, by hitting triangle, we use blood vials. One more. Ooh, matter of fact, let's see. Here we go. Tire, legends, kill runes, symbols. Huh. Okay. What's in there? Huh. Oops. I didn't mean to use another one. But it's okay, because over here, 2 more. Ooh. Oh, donation. That's kind of funny. Yep. That's the prompt to use the blood vials. But, okay. Let's see. Oh, almost. Sometimes if you roll into a body at a certain point, you can actually cause it. Oh, I had it for a brief second. But one thing that can be done in Souls games is that sometimes if you dodge roll into a body at a certain point, you can actually drag the body with you because of the ragdoll physics. Okay. Don't give up. Alright, we made it to outside the clinic. Not gonna lie, I was kind of expecting to die to the first werewolf. Usually you're supposed to, but I managed to get lucky enough. Okay, I believe there should be another item. Usually a pick-upable item is indicated by a little glowing flame like this. Oh, nice. My first 10 Quicksilver bullets. I hear the stomping of something. I think it might be like one of those executioner enemies. Yeah. Interesting that the blood vials actually don't show up in here. I think I'd have to examine them in the store to actually read their description. Let's see, don't think I could open this gate. Yep, closed by device. Now, I believe there's a lever in another section that you can use in order to open that gate. Okay, what did that do? Oh, that was the prompt for using an item, but as you can see, ooh, nothing there. Oh, darn them. Alright, I think I've pretty much got everything here. So, into the courtyard. we are. Central Yharnam. Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm already really liking the aesthetics of the area. Like, that's one thing I really love about Bloodborne, is its design. Not just in enemies, but in the surroundings as well. Yeah. One thing that you'll see throughout Yharnam is you'll see the coffins like this completely bound in chains. More or less, I think it's kind of hinted at that the citizens of Yharnam actually put people inside and chain the coffins up to try and contain the beast spread. But obviously that's not gonna completely work. Random top pad on the ground. Ugh. Nasty. Alright, there's gonna be an enemy over here by the ladder. And over in the far corner, there's a lever that will bring down said ladder.
Die!
Gotcha. Oh, dang it. I didn't get the visceral. Probably because my timing was off. Ow. Come on. Ow, ow. Jerk. That didn't quite work. Oh, come on, stand still for a sec, would you? Ow, 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 stop that. While you're back. There we go. Now I got it. Nice.
This task finished.
Okay. Cool. So far, so good. Excuse me. Alright, there's another villager over there in the corner. First... Ooh, wrong button. There we go. Some more blood vials. And... there we go. Alright, before I go up there... Ow. Oh, there's two. Okay, I just need to fight one of you first. Ah, wrong spot. Bad spot. Bad spot. Ah, crap.
You better up away! Away!
That was not what I had in mind. And that's officially the first death of the game. Oops. Well, I at least got the ladder down. And since that happened, I at least get this cutscene. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. Yeah, this is essentially the kind of a safe zone of the game. This is where we'll be able to do all your level ups, upgrading weaponry, and of course, accessing things like the chalice dungeons. Yeah, that's one of the chalice tombstones. This tombstone here, I believe, is the main one that you go to in order to access the Hunter's Nightmare, aka the DLC. Yeah, each one of these is numbered. And I believe you end up having to, I think you have to start here and then work your way up to the last one. Yeah, trading blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. Yeah, Unfortunately, I have no blood echoes. Yep. And this here's the doll. Now, fun fact, the doll here is actually, her design is actually, well, she was made by Gurman, the first hunter. And her design was based off of Lady Maria, one of Gurman's students that he really, really admired. Borderline had an obsession. You can kind of find that out in some lore about Bloodborne. Yep, and this is where I can get my weaponry. The messengers offer you a trick weapon. Choose one. Trick weapons are wielded with the right hand and employed in beast hunting. Yet you get 3 to start with. You can only pick one, but this is your starting 3. The saw cleaver, the hunter axe, and the threaded cane. There we go. One of the trick weapons of the workshop, commonly used by hunters on their duties. Sufficiently deadly as a rigid-bladed cane, but also serves as a whip when its blade is split into many. Concealing the weapon inside the cane and flogging the beasts with the whip is partly an act of ceremony, an attempt to demonstrate to oneself that the bloodlust of the hunt will never encroach upon the soul. And then there's the hunter axe. Retains the qualities of an axe, but offers a wider palette of attacks by transforming. Boasts a heavy blunt blade, leading to high rally potential. No matter their past, beasts are no more than beasts. Some choose this axe to play the part of executioner. And then, the saw cleaver. This saw, effective at drawing the blood of beasts, transforms into a long cleaver that makes use of centrifugal force. The saw, with its set of blood-letting teeth, has become a symbol of the hunt, and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesquely transformed the beast. Now, aside from the fact that each one has its own stats, and one is stronger than the other in terms of its overall strength stat, if I had to describe each weapon, the threaded cane is quick in speed, decent in reach, but also low damage. It's easily the weaker of the 3. The hunter axe, when transformed, has great reach and great damage, but slow. The saw cleaver is kind of the all-around good starting weapon, and that's the one I'm going to be going with, because it has decent range, good speed, and really good damage. Plus, saw weapon plus against most beast enemies, being a saw weapon, it will actually have a little extra damage. So, I'm gonna start the game with the saw cleaver. There we go. Now for the transform weapon, you use L1. And during combos, you can do a transform attack by hitting L1 during a combo, but mainly while using a regular attack. You can do so during a heavy attack, but it's slower. And now for the other weapon, where you can choose a firearm. The message offers you a firearm. Choose one. Firearms are wielded with the left hand and employed in beast hunting. And you get 2 to choose from, the hunter pistol and the hunter blunderbuss. A blunderbuss created at the workshop for the hunter's line of work. Hunter firearms are specially crafted to employ quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood, boosting damage against beasts. The impact of this highly effective weapon counters beasts' swift movements, and its widespread is nigh on guaranteed to hit the mark. And then the hunter pistol. Pistol made at the workshop for hunter stalking beasts. Hunter firearms are specifically crafted to employ quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood, boosting damage against beasts. The pistol is quicker drawn than the blunderbuss, allowing for speedy responses to attacks. That's kind of the reason I want to go with the hunter pistol. Plus, I do believe the hunter pistol actually has better range distance-wise compared to the blunderbuss. So, I'm going to start for the hunter pistol. Plus, down the road, you actually can get hunter badges, and I believe with one of the first 2 badges of the game that you acquire, you can actually get the other weapons from the shop once you have said badge in your possession. Let's see, and I believe this is the last one to talk to. A notebook received from the messengers. A messages with these loyal servants to share them with hunters in other worlds. And there we go. Yeah, for now this door is closed. Let's see. Awakening headstone, awakening headstone, awakening headstone. I think to go back, I think it's this one. Yep, here we go. Now we can make our way back to that ladder and get my blood goes back. Here we go. Now, fun fact, if we go upstairs here, the door to the room to where we started at is closed.
Are you out on the hunt?
Yeah, this is
I'm very
Yusefka.
sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yusefka.
You can faintly see her through the
Here in
window.
my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do.
Yeah. After chatting with her, you get Yusefka's blood vial.
Now, go. And good hunting.
To my knowledge, that's the only one you can get in the game. I may find out later. Not gonna lie, this thing is the color of piss. Blood vial acquired from Yusefka's clinic. This refined blood, highly invigorating, restores a larger amount of HP. The product of a slow and careful refinement process, this rare blood vial appears to be a clinic original. Notebook. Messengers are inhabitants of the dream who revere the brave hunters. Use them to send messages to other worlds. Leave notes with messengers, read the notes left to messengers in other worlds, and rate notes to reach out to hunters across planes of existence. Note: online use only, cannot use this item offline. Oh, might as well explain this. You can technically jump, but not like say a platformer. Yeah, jumping mechanics in the Soul series, not exactly the greatest, to say the least. Now, of course, with later games, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Elden Ring, they actually do give you the ability to jump. Oh, one other thing to note. Once that wolf is dead, he thankfully doesn't respawn. Alright, let's see about killing those jerks and getting my stuff back. Come on, try. Away! Okay. By the way, L2 is to use your hunter firearm. There we go. Oh! Yeah, my buggos. Oh, nice. Quicksilver bullets. Now, if you do it at the right time, you actually counter them, and then they'll be in a staggered state, so then you can use a visceral attack. Nice. Now, of course, the timing will vary from enemy to enemy. Go ahead. Try. Ow. Come on. Dang it. There we go. Okay. There we go. Nice. Molotov cocktails. Explodes in raging flames when thrown against an object. One of the oldest hunter tools available in the workshop. Since the tragedy that struck Old Yarn, fire has become a staple in beast hunts, as it's thought to cleanse impurity. Certain types of beasts have an abnormal fear of flame. Yeah, there's a town known as Old Yarnum, and to more or less control the beast scourge, the whole town was set ablaze by the hunters of the area. Yeah, you heard that? That roar came from from technically the first boss of the game that you can encounter, known as the Cleric Beast. Yep, here's a new lamp. There we go. This lamp now transports you back to the Hunter's Dream upon death. Hunter's Dream. Upon death, you will awaken at this lamp. Yep. Hunter's lamps like this effectively serve as checkpoints. Now, before I proceed... Yeah, you can't open that gate from this side. There's either a lever or you get access to the gate from the other side. But let's talk to the guy here, Gilbert.
Oh, you must be a hunter, and not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good. Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnum lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood. or so they say. Yarnum, normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance. Across the valley to the east of Yarnum, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood. Across the valley to deep within, I haven't heard of that.
Okay, that's the end of the dialogue tree for now. But yeah, the reason why he's coughing is that he is pretty much in the midst of transforming into a beast. Unfortunately, there's no way of saving him. And down the road, you'll actually come across the small beast about here, right in front of the window. And the window will be dark and the bars will be busted. That effectively means that Gilbert transformed, busted out, and will be roaming the streets as a beast. Very tragic. Huh, pebbles. Small pebbles found through a yarn can be thrown at foes. Quite thrilling. Yeah, if you kind of look at them, they actually look like eyeballs. And you can kind of think that there actually are eyes because there's an enemy that actually has a like a tool that they use to pluck out your eyes. And when you kill a said enemy, they drop pebbles. Let's see. Here we go. In the quick items, let's equip Molotovs and pebbles for now. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to drop down there. I'll take the long way. Nice, one shot. Nice. Go ahead. Come this way, gentlemen. Dang it. Missed. There we go. Takes care of them. Now over here is going to be a much more dangerous enemy, an executioner. Now, if you kill him, he does have a chance to drop a something like a blood gem, I think, that can upgrade weaponry. Ow! That hurt a lot. Come on. Oh, dang it. Oh, Jesus, that hurt. Dang it. The visceral timing is kind of tough on this guy. Dang it. And I'm dead. Shit. Unfortunately, I ran out of blood vials there. Yeah, the timing for getting that parry is gonna be difficult. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, for the first bit of the game here, I might be farming blood vials. Oh, you have my blood echoes. Huh, I figured it'd be the executioner. Oh, got one of them. Ow, jerk. Dang it. Didn't get him. Oh. Damn it! You got me again. Ugh. I want to kill this guy, damn it. I want to kill him at least once. Hey, got a blood vial.
Away!
Oops.
Get upon ya!
Nice, another blood vial. Ooh, did that too early, I think. Gotcha! Payback, you bastard. Oh, yeah, my blood goes this time. Hey! Temporary blood gemstone. Nice. Yeah, that item, kind of a rare drop. Oh, nice. First trophy, blood gem contact. Sweet. Worth it. Alright. Here we go. Cool. My first blood gem. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting to get it. Because getting blood gems are supposed to be a pretty rare draw from executioners like him. But I got lucky. A blood gem that fortifies weapons and adds various properties. Blood gems are especially rare bloodstones that grow on cold blood. Blood gems are kneaded into weapons using workshop tools, but only when of matching shape. Most radio blood gems have effects that bear upon physical attacks. Sweet. Yeah, payback, you fat bugger. Oh, one thing to note about this particular section is in the very first build of the game, like before any patches, speedrunners could actually kind of platform using the coffins here to get along this fence and then hop over this fence, or more or less go along the fencing and such, and they can effectively like sequence break a good majority of the game. But not long after the release of the game, that was patched out. So yeah, that speedrunning trick completely gone. Oh, didn't really have the ragdoll physics, but cool. First trophy in the game, got a blood gem. Ooh, here we go. Come on, there we go. Oh, prompt. There we go. Cool. First shortcut opened.
This town's finished.
Nice. More quicksilver bullets. Dang it, you guys said nothing. That's no help. Yeah, and I believe you can farm that guy for more blood gems. But I might do that later. And I believe around here is a hunter marksman.
Lads, you've come on. He'd open the door on a night of the hunt. Away with you, now. Lads, you've come on. He'd open the door on a night of the hunt. Away.
Yeah, I believe there's at least one of the locals here in the village that you can talk to send them to a different location.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya? Are you that outsider? Well, trot along.
Ooh, some more Molotov cocktails. Oh, got a couple enemies here. Oh, got spotted. Here he comes.
This town's finished.
I didn't realize you were sitting there. Yeah, if I didn't take him out, he probably would have shot at me. I believe this is a trap. Yep. This is an enemy right here. Thank you. Ooh, bloodstone shard. I believe that's a first. Here we go. Bloodstone shard. A solid shard that forms in cold blood. After death, a substance in the blood hardens, and that which is not crystallized is called a bloodstone. At the workshop, these bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. Effectively, those are used to level up weapons. I think that's it in that spot. Oh, nice try, jerk.
You are cursed.
Ow. Ow. Ah, dang it. I didn't heal in time. Yeah, that was my fault. I got complacent, so wasn't paying attention to my surroundings there. No worries. I can get those items back. Even though I could take the shortcut, I'm gonna keep going the route that I was going, because I could potentially get more blood echoes / items in turn. Nice. More blood vials. Can always use those. Yeet. There we go. Yeah, don't recommend fighting a bunch of people in a crowd at once. Unless you're leveled up enough to handle the situation. Alright, if I'm right, the executioner respawned too. Yep, there he is. Wasn't at the right angle to get the stagger. Dang it, out of range. Oop. I need my stamina to grow back. Ow. Oh no. Shit. Damn it. And I think that cost me my blood echoes. Crap. Nice. 2. Dang it. Ow. Damn it! Died again. Ugh. I hate this guy. Yeah. If I level up enough, then he won't be a problem. Unfortunately, it's not like I got many blood echoes to level up in the first place. You know what? I could go through the shortcut and just get to him right away, but nah. I'm gonna kind of play it safe. Jerk. Hey. Wait, jerk. I am going to make this dickhead pay. Oh shit. The noise you just heard must be face palming. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Nope, not quite. Nope. I want to get the visceral, the parry timing right. There, gotcha. Why did it not give me the visceral? I I don't know why, but it didn't. I'm gonna get payback against this guy. I swear. I'm gonna. Like, if I can get the visceral down on him, then he won't be much of an issue.
You are cursed.
Come on. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see if I can do it again. Luckily, I dodged that. Come on, try something. Payback, you jerk. Punch and blood cocktail. I think that's a new item. Here we go. Mature blood cocktail that releases a pungent odor when thrown and that attracts bloodthirsty beasts. A precious tool in sadly short supply. In Yarnum, they produce more blood than alcohol, as the former is more intoxicating. Yeah, got payback against you, jerk. Somehow, that missed. I'm definitely going to need to do some blood fire farming here. Let's try, you jerk. Nice. 2 blood vials in him.
Away!
Oh shit. Jerk. Ow. On the farms. Where is he? I think that's him on the far right over there. Nope, it's him. Ow. Oh, there's another one. Oh god, there's dogs. Ow. Tactical retreat, tactical retreat. Come on. Ooh, just dodged that. Nope, I'm not dying here. Now the other's taken out. Trying to deal with the jerk that's been shooting me. Eat cocktail. Yoo-hoo. Ow. Thank you for the blood vial. Okay, I think this section is clear. Yeah. All remains of a werewolf on fire. Blood do. A drop of cold blood contains blood echoes, used to gain blood echoes. Hunters sustained by the dream gain strength from blood echoes. They imbibe the blood with thoughts of reverence, indeed gratitude for the victims. Excuse me. Ah, bloodstone shard. Ooh, 2 blood vials, very nice.
Reckon you're from round here? Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing. I don't reckon it well.
gonna sneak up on this troll guy. And I should be able to land a... Oh, never mind. Oh, wrong button. Huh. Well, I just died instantly. Yeah, I'll be back to deal with you. There we go. That went much better. Nice. Got 3 blood vials. Excuse me. Jerk.
You are the one in here!
Dang it, that missed. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on using those. Come and get me. Come on, chicken.
You better update!
Yeah, he's one of the guys that needs to go. God damn it. There we go. Oh, you're still alive? Son of a gun. I think I'm gonna stick to non-transformed attacks. You damn jerk. Ugh. This is a pain. And I haven't even reached the first boss yet. Excuse me. Somehow, that missed. I'm gonna blow like this. Ow, you dick! Alright, now for payback against the troll. There we go. Nice. Got the torch. A common torch fired by wrapping a pine resin drenched cloth around the end of a long stick. Hunters choose torches not only because the hunt leads them to the darkest nooks, but also because certain creatures they encounter are possessed by deathly fear of flame. There we go. And by doing left on the D-pad, I can switch from the pistol to the torch. Oil urns. When this urn hits its mark, the target is drenched in oil and made extremely flammable. Fire is commonplace on the hunt, and oil urns accentuate its effect. Sometimes, when hunters burn beasts, they appear intoxicated by the euphoria of purification. Yeah, I believe there was a type of blood that affected Old Yarnum, known as Ashen Blood, which is what caused beasthood and what led to Old Yarnum being burned to the ground. now we can grab this. Oh, can't open that gate yet. Nice. Got 2 of them. You. There we go. Excuse me. Yeah, for now, the max amount of blood vials and quicksilver bullets I can carry is 20. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else to obtain over here. Oh, all clear. Got something. Let's see. I believe one of these routes leads to the sewer, which is where I kind of want to go next. However, I think for now, I'm gonna make my way back to the Hunter's Dream. And potentially use up the Blood Echoes. Excuse me. Yeah, unfortunately I can't level up yet. But for now, I'm gonna take a brief break, and then when I cut back, we're gonna continue on, and I'm gonna see about heading to the sewer, or make my way somewhat into the sewer, because there's a certain set of clothing I want to get down there. So, with that, I'll exit game for now, and I'll catch you guys when I return to continue progress. Until then, I'll see you next time, and take care.